Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are having the championship preview for this weekend's fixtures. We've had the international break and now we're going to crack on with sort of the main meat, if you will, of the season, where there isn't another international break disturbance until March. So just 4 months or 5 months of solid football, which is very much something I'm looking forward to. The first game we have is Ipswich. Bottom of the table, Ipswich take on free-scoring West Brom. Two sides that will be looking to get a win here. West Brom turned around their bad form in the recent weeks. 3 defeats and 1 draw in their last 4 games before a 4-1 hammering of third-place Leeds. Leeds would have gone back to the top of the table with a win, but they absolutely destroyed them. Goals from Gale, Rodriguez and Harvey Barnes, as well as Hull, Robson, Kanu finishing off as well. And a win here could see them go into the automatic promotion spots. Ipswich, they're looking a bit better under... they are looking a bit better under Paul Lambert. 2 draws, 2-2 against Reading and then a 1-1 draw against Preston, and they desperately need to get something here. West Brom's away form isn't too good. 2 wins, 3 draws and 3 defeats. It's not been the best, only 1 win in their last 5 games. So that is something that Ipswich could try and use to their advantage. However, their home form themselves is awful. 6 draws and not a single victory to their name so far this season. Very disappointing indeed. Form-wise, they're both very poor. 4 points picked up by West Brom with that win against Leeds, and 2 points picked up in their last 5 games by Ipswich. I'm going to go for a shock here. I'm going to go for Ipswich to get a 1-0 win. This would be massive because they are already 5 points adrift, and if they were to lose again, they could see a 6, 7, 8 point advantage be made potentially if results don't get their way. But I think that they'll get the win here. I'm going to go 1-0 to Ipswich. Paul Lambert's first win after taking over from Paul Hurst. Rotherham and Sheffield United is the early kickoff, 12:30 kickoff in the Sky Bet Championship, an all Yorkshire affair. Rotherham taking on Sheffield United. Rotherham are in decent form. They haven't lost in their last 5 games, however 4 draws and 1 win. They'd have preferred a lot more wins in that run. Sheffield United, it's been up and down. Only 1 win, 2 draws, 2 defeats. Home form for Rotherham is fine. Mid-table, 2 wins and 3 draws in their last 5 games, which is very good. Away form for Sheffield United, they are 4th best away form, 2 wins and 3 defeats in their last 5 games away from home. I feel this one will be a very tight game. However, Sheffield United with a win could see them go into the top of the league. So that would be a big incentive, and I'm going to go for them to do that. I'm going to go 2-1 to Sheffield United in that one. And then we have the 3 o'clock kickoffs, first of which is Hull City versus Nottingham Forest. Hull drew with Birmingham in a crazy game, coming from 2-0 down to lead 3-2 before a late equaliser against Birmingham gave them a point. 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 defeat in their last 5 games, and they are rapidly improving, trying to get out of the relegation zone. However, teams like Millwall and Rotherham are also picking up points around them, as that's why they have not got out. Nottingham Forest, they're having a decent run of form themselves. 2 wins and 2 draws in their last 4 games. Sees them just outside the playoffs, and I think that they will go there, and I think it'll be tight. And I can see a goal either way, but I'm going to go 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. That is my prediction. Leeds are just coming off the back of a heavy defeat, and that is something that they need to put right on Saturday when they entertain Bristol City at Ellen Road, which you can see behind me. Any sort of win would be excellent for the momentum after that horrible defeat. Bristol City, they've lost 3 in a row, and it could be 4 in a row. I think that they'll get the win. I'm going to go 2-1 to Leeds in that one. Next, Millwall versus Bolton. 2 sides that are struggling down the bottom. Bolton are in terrible form. I think they've won 1 of their last 11 or 12 games. It's really concerning at the University of Bolton Stadium. Millwall, slightly better. 2 wins in their last 5 games have seen them rise just outside the relegation zone. Bolton are also in the relegation zone. But they're both on 16 points, just that Mill will have a better goal difference. Any win would see the team rise potentially as far as 18th. I think this one will be a comfortable win for Millwall. I think Bolton are really cack, really poor. So I'm going to go 2-0 to Millwall. Their home form isn't awful, so I'll go for them to win 2-0. That would be a very big 3 points for Millwall. Preston next, they are entertaining Blackburn. Two sides that have had different starts to the season. Preston are in 18th, and Blackburn, after being promoted from League One last season, are currently in 9th place, which they will be very happy with under Tony Mowbray. Preston, 2 wins and 3 draws in their last 5 games. Similar story really with Blackburn, 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 defeat. But this game is going to be big because Preston with a win could see themselves just get a little cushion over the rest of the relegation fodder, if you will. A win would see them potentially go as high as 15th, which would be very good, and they already have a 2-point advantage, and that could be made up into 5 points. Blackburn with a win could see them go into 5th place, which would be an amazing achievement. Obviously, they've had a very good start to the season with Bradley Dack spearheading that reason. I'm going to go for a Blackburn win. I'm going to go 1-0 to Blackburn, and I think that would be a very good 3 points. Sheffield Wednesday are entertaining Derby at 3 o'clock as well. Sheffield Wednesday, they were in great form, and then they just totally fell apart. They've conceded the most goals in the league. We've already shipped 30 league goals. That's more than Millwall, Ipswich and Bolton, all down there as well. So that is very disappointing. It's the same as Preston. However, Preston scored 6 more goals. So that is very disappointing. 4 defeats and 1 draw in their last 5 games. They were up there and they've just totally fallen apart. Derby, on the other hand, have been great. 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat in their last 5 games. And some really good wins against the likes of Sheffield United, Birmingham and West Brom, as well as getting a very good point at the Riverside against Middlesbrough. I can't see this stopping. I'm going to go a 2-0 win to Derby. A win that could take them into, you know, the automatic promotion spots if things go their way, which I doubt. It would need a really good day for them. QPR will travel to Stoke in this one. 4 wins out of 5 for QPR. They are in fine form. One of the form teams of the league. Only Norwich have better form than them. Stoke, there's only 1 defeat in their last 5 games. They are improving slowly through, but 3 draws and 1 defeat. They need to start picking up wins. I think this one will be tight, and I wouldn't be surprised to see another draw. I'm going to go 0-0. However, a win for QPR would be big as they continue their push for the playoffs. Swansea versus Norwich is next. Norwich have won their last 5 games in a row. 15 points picked up. That's almost half of their points picked up just in the last 5 games. Swansea, their form isn't too bad either. 3 wins and 2 defeats in their last 5 games as well. And a win would be huge for each side. Swansea, they are started to score more goals after being relatively slow when it comes to scoring. They didn't really score many, didn't really concede many. Norwich are the best team in the league away form wise, with 4 wins, 3 draws and just 1 defeat. 4 wins in the last 5 away trips. I'm going to go for a draw though. I think that this winning run will come to an end. I'm going to go 1-1. I think that'd be a very good point for Swansea against a brilliant Norwich side at the minute. Wigan versus Reading is next. Reading, they have started to pick up a few wins. They've had 2 wins in their last 5 games, as well as a draw last time out with Ipswich. Wigan have lost their last 4 games, which is very disappointing after a 1-0 win over West Brom. 2 sides that will probably be down there at the end of the season, if we're being honest. It could go either way, but I think Wigan being at home, I've always said that they have very good home form. They are 6th with 17 points gained, which is majority of their points. They've picked up 20 points so far, so just 3 points picked up away from home. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Wigan. The 5:30 kickoff is a very good one. Brentford take on Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough are now 2nd in the league after 3 draws and 2 wins in the last 5 games. Still conceded the least amount of goals, with just 8 conceded. Very, very good. Brentford, they've had 4 defeats in their last 5 games since Thomas Frank took over. The 2-0 win over Millwall being the only win since he took over, and I expect it to continue. Middlesbrough, a very, very good side. I'm going to go 2-0 to Middlesbrough, and I just feel they will have just enough to beat them. Finally, there is a game on Sunday. This is a big, big game when it comes to the Championship. Aston Villa will be taking on Birmingham City in the second City derby. Dean Smith, this will be his first second City derby, obviously an Aston Villa fan, so he'll be delighted to be in charge of this one. 6 wins, 6 draws and 5 defeats for Aston Villa. 5 wins, 9 draws and 3 defeats for Birmingham. Sees them level on points currently with 24 points. After a struggling start by Dean Smith with 2 defeats in their first 3 games, he has picked up in late a 2-0 win over Bolton and then a 3-0 hammering really of Derby. Very, very surprising result there. Birmingham, they have had 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat in their last 5 games. I think this one will be tight as it always is. I just feel that Aston Villa have the better side, so I think they will get the win. So in the second City derby, I'm going to go for an Aston Villa win. There is, I believe, some games in the week as well. Sure is Brentford versus Sheffield United, Hull versus Norwich, Preston Middlesbrough, Rotherham QPR, Sheffield Wednesday versus Bolton, Leeds versus Reading. That's on Sky Sports Football and Sky Sports Main Event. And then Wednesday we also have a few fixtures as always. Villa taking on Nottingham Forest. That'll be a very, very good one. Ipswich, Bristol City, Millwall, Birmingham, Swansea City versus West Brom, Wigan versus Blackburn as well. And the 8 o'clock kickoff is Stoke City versus Derby County. That is a game that is live on the telly as well. All the other games are on the red button. Thank you so much for everyone who has tuned in until and made it to the end of the video. I really, really do appreciate. If you feel free to, if you want to pop your predictions in down the bottom of the in the comments, that would be really, really nice as well. Thank you so much for everyone who has tuned in. Like, subscribe if you are new. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.